Economics.
Well, focus.
There's 4 types of stocks: green stocks, red stocks, blue stocks, and ultramarine stocks. They're all really expensive, but if you buy the ultramarine ones, when the red ones go down, they go up, so you make more dollars, but only if you get fucked in the ass. The stock market first opened in 1912. The stock market got started by William Mick Johansen, who was a local cow farmer in the state of New York. He was very rich because he sold so many cows when cows were worth money back in those days. They're not worth money anymore because of him, because he sold all his cows, so the value of the cows dropped because they flooded the market. And the ill-fated history of the stock market is all thanks to him. You may have heard the terms bull market and cow market. It revolves around the cow metaphor, which is, really unlikely to call a cow because money isn't cow. Cows aren't worth money, they're worth cows. You might be wondering why we're talking about economics and bone marrow in the same episode. That's a really good question. I know most of this from my friend Fjord. You can sell your bone marrow on the black market, and the black market's next to the stock market, but the stuff you sell on the stock market affects the black market. It just made the stock market crash. The two are really interconnected with each other, like nature is. Nature's got like all the biomes and shit, and the animals all connect to each other, the circle of life stuff. So that's why we're filming in nature today, to give you this like visual economic metaphor. Bone marrow sells for about $20 a hit, which is really more than it's worth, which is what Fjord told me. And bone marrow used to be really expensive back when they first opened the stock market, but the two are interconnected. When the bone marrow goes down, the stock market goes up. But the bone marrow is up right now, so the businessmen on Wall Street are all like,
"Fuck man, I can't sell my bone marrow anymore because I sold all my bone marrow to those losers next door at the black market."
Which is why the economy is in shambles. Sometimes lots of dollars were made, and that's a cow market, and sometimes not many dollars were made, and that's a bull market. And the black market is next door to it all the time. This mouthguard here is worth about 10 bone marrows.
William Mick Johansen, founder of the stock market.
Because his father had called off his marriage to Johnson McFord John. Johnson McFord John was a woman. His father did not approve of the marriage because she was from Iceland and his family was from Finland.
And the Icelanders and the Finns are
mortal enemies.
It's getting very cold out and it smells like lake water, but that's the price I pay to bring you all metaphors. Oh fuck, I was gonna say metaphors. The stock market is like the economy because it sucks. That's a metaphor. The ocean is like time. Money is like cows. Fjord is almost like my friend. The Williamsburg Foundation is like my father, because I don't know if it exists or not. Are you gonna talk? So what's really important to remember about the stock market is that it's not actually real. It's made up. It's a figment of our collective human imagination, which we share on this planet because all brains connect to each other in the deep underground sink where the well of dreams goes at the end of the day, once everybody has had their dreams of the day. And the stock market exists in this realm. It's purely a figment of everyone's imagination, which is really cool because we all know cows don't exist, but in the stock market, they do, because it's not real. The stock market may reign supreme in this day and age, but as the prophets foretold, it will someday fall when Johnson McMotherfucker, the vampire, rises from the dead and devours the stock market, freeing the world from the cruelties of mass labor. So an important part of the stock market that we haven't talked about yet is office. Office culture plays a key role in the elemental cycles of the stock market. Office culture is mainly focused on casual Fridays, which is when they do that with their suspender. And everyone's all chill. And they're like, "Hey bro, how's it going today? It's casual Friday, man." And then they eat food in the office because they don't normally on other days. You have to starve yourself at the office to, get those stocks done. The stock market trade is really where the money's at, because the stock market itself has, the different kinds of stocks, the colors I talked about earlier. But when you trade stocks, they can turn colors. They change from red stocks to blue stocks to orange stocks to pink stocks. Pink stocks only exist after they've been traded. Blue stocks exist only hypothetically, in theory, right? But if you trade them all to each other, then it becomes casual Friday and everyone at the office can have a party. So office culture and business culture are two really different things. Business culture is the people who work at the stock market, and the office people are subservient to the stock market people. So the stock market people, they're really like the top dogs, right? They run the pack, they run the cows. They control when the office people come into work, when the office people get to eat. They can't eat at the office because the office could catch on fire if they do that. The office people, they're gonna rise up someday against the business people when the stress of the office becomes too much, and they realize that the stock market only exists in our subconsciouses. What the office people will do. Hold on, this is very important. Get my movements here. That's the price the people will pay when we rise up and take back the stock market from the cruel deeds of the guys who run the stock market. And in the end, we shall triumph, because the people will triumph over this foul disease of the stock market that is on our blighted land. Our land is blighted by the stocks. The cows and the stocks and the chickens come home to roost. My mouth tastes like grass.